So we're gonna react to an anime called "Does It Count If You Lose Your Virginity to an Android?" I guess they gonna keep going with the whole, human falling for either a cyborg or an android. In most cases, just an android. Cyborg is still partially human, while an android is a full robot with very advanced AI. So they've been doing this a lot in terms of romances. So I'll check it out and see what this is about. I saw visual image, so I think I have an idea what this is gonna be about, but we'll see. It may not be my taste.
マスター、マスター起きてください。おはようございます。マスター、昨日はよく眠れましたか？私が買ったのは人間の女の子だったわけ？違いますよ。
Yeah, for sure, this is an anime for the teen boys. There's a lot of fan service here, a lot, and it's two ladies, so you can say it's gonna be a lesbian yuri anime series. Uh, so far it's okay.
ほら、プラグの差し込み口があるんです。私はロマンス用に開発されたガイノイド、なでしこです。怪しすぎる。違法だったりしないよね。なるほど。マスターはガリネコでしたか？
It looks kind of weird. I guess because of the coloring, kind of purplish over here, and the style in the back looks different.
さっきからなんでエロい方に解釈するの？必ずあなたをエクスタシーへと導きします。私の人生終わりかも。テレビアニメアンドロイドは経験人数に入り
All right, so this is coming now in 2026, January 9. All right, so expect like around 1 a.m. All right.
ますか？2026年1月放送スタート。通販でやってきた段ボールその中はアンド
All right. Yeah.
必ず
Not saying it's the worst series ever, but it's a very okay plot. I think if at least the android looked more good because she looks older than the android, so that's why it takes a little bit off from me. I hate when they do that shit with the android looks like he's still a teenager, and then the actual human looks way older. It's fucking weird. They do that way too often with making women in particular looking like little girls still, like they're still obviously child looking. It's creepy. And then they do the opposite with the woman looks very mature, and then the guy looks very childish, like a little kid still. It's weird. It throws me off. I hate when they do that, especially when they make it into a romance. Then it gets really creepy. Uh, this is not as bad as some other ones I've seen, where it's even more glaring, like even more glaring in what they're doing. But this is very fan service and kind of sucks. It would be nice if it was at least a serious romance and not so jokey jokey. They've been doing that a lot, especially with a lot of the romances that have actual adults. And in many cases, it becomes extremely boring, where they don't really focus on the real issues that those deal with. They still try to add the stupid teenage elements where the adults don't know their own feelings, can't figure out they have a crush on someone. It's kind of dumb. You can get away with that shit when you're already a full on grown adult. At some point, you gotta just know, okay, I like this person, and what will I do about it? Not, oh, I don't know these feelings. It's annoying. It's a trope that especially does not work with adult characters. Some series have done a better job in general and not making that as a main trope. I think A Sign of Affection is a good example of that. The other one with the co-workers were crushing at each other and they fake hating each other at work, but they really like each other dating. Can't remember the name of that one. That was also good. Probably eventually remember it, but not right now. My Aku Senpai is the current one. That one's not bad. I like it. It's probably, in my opinion, the best romance I have of this season. Uh, that's my opinion. They have other ones, but I'm getting tired of the high school setting, middle school setting. Romances, most of those are not my thing anymore. I watch them for my wife, but I try to like them, but they're really just not my thing anymore. So I'm moving on from a lot of those for the most part. Not because every single one is bad, but not a hugely big fan of people not knowing their feelings, and it's kids, it's still high schoolers or middle school, I guess. Annoying. I'm a big fan of seeing people character like romance that developed when they were kids, all the way to adults. When now they get married or they go to college, get married, or just live together. Maybe have a child too, children. Like those things are great if they ever do a series like that. They really do. I like that type of thing. That long term development. That can be really great if it's done correctly. Most of the time, it's never is. I can think of a single series that done that perfectly. There's always something off, um, but some try and in general they fail. But that's my opinion. Let me know if you think this series is worthwhile watching. I can tell you, immediately it's gonna be a lot of fan service. I'm ready to go for those type of things. That doesn't do anything for me. That's not hentai. Why do I want fan service in a rag anime series to this extreme? There are ways to approach, like sexual scenes, with the sexing in an adult mature way, right? Some series have done a great job like that. There was one in the fall of 2024 where they did a lot of mature moments where you see the adults and get into it and then having sex. It makes sense. I think also in spring of 2024, spring of 2025, sorry, has shown those. I think it was more spring of 2025 that has some more serious, or maybe even summer 2025 has some more serious romances with them getting you know run to and having sex, and so then you find out they obviously had sex. It makes sense with the plot. It's more mature. There are ways to do that that can be great, and not just make it seem so fan service. Not a huge fan of that. But let me know in the comment section if you think this is a worthwhile. If my wife and I should give this a chance, we probably won't. But maybe you guys can convince me if this gonna be a more mature series and not so fan service comedy based. If it's gonna be like this, just like the trailer the whole time, definitely not my taste. That's really it. But let me know for people who are manga readers. Gonna assume this. I'm gonna assume this is based on a manga or visual novel, and I'll go from there. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Watch this TikTok, follow us on TikTok, and can support us on Patreon. Have a good day, guys.